Alright, what is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having the best year of your entire life. Now, in this video, we're going to go over 4 stocks that I'll be watching for next week. Now, these 4 stocks look pretty good. And these 4 stocks are SPY, QQQs, AMD, and NVIDIA. I like these. They actually look pretty good. What I'll do is I'm gonna make sure that I also label them as, if I do really like them, like they will be labeled as 5 stars, right? And if I do not like them, it'll be labeled 1 star, right? They all are pretty good setups, so they all will be like 3, 4, or 5 star setups. So 5 star means they look A+, 3 stars means they look okay but not great. Okay, I'll try to rate these setups so it's easier for you to kind of understand. All right, so we'll start with the first one, which is NVIDIA. All right, I really like this setup. This looks so clean. Like, if you zoom out for a minute, what do you see? It looks like we were in a very strong uptrend. Then makes sense, especially when we we went from 400 all the way to close to $1,000 mark, and then got rejected. A little bit reject, but it's still big rejection, like $200. But compared to what we gained, it's nothing, right? Now, let's look at why and how are we going to trade this, right? The first things first that I see on this is a trend line setting up. So the trend line runs through the top. I think it's run through right here, or better yet, you can just run it through this number. Okay, so what do we have here? Now, there's one rule of trend line. If there's more than 3 touches, the trend line is good. Now we have 1 touch right here, 2nd touch right here, 3rd touch right here, 4th touch right here, and 5th touch right here from Friday. Now, more the touches, 5 touches, more the touches, bigger the chance of the move towards the upside. Why? Think about it as a freshly frozen lake. If you jump on it again and again and again and again and again and again, what happens? There are chances that you might eventually fall down, right? And that's what pretty much gonna happen here, but other way around, right? It's been touching over and over again. There will be some chances that it might just break out towards the upside and touch all-time highs. But how are we gonna trade this? Let's have a look. Now, 900, anytime we are close to these big dynamite levels, so I call them dynamite level. Why? Because stocks can explode after it reclaims that level. Dynamite levels are every $50 moves. All right, like 900 in this case, 950, 850. Every $50 moves are called dynamite levels. So first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark a level on our charts, which is $900 mark. All right, let's do this right here and adjust 900. Okay, 900 is in. Now it's very simple. If we hold below 900 and we push towards the downside, say we get below this 880 mark, we can head even down, further down to 870, then 860, and then 850. All right, 850 being again dynamite level. If that breaks, it can keep going down every $10 moves. Now, if we reclaim this 900, which I would like to take a trade, but we have a big supply sitting at the top. Now, what's the logical thing to do here? Let it break above. Like, if it doesn't break above the supply, there's less chances of making a move towards the upside. Like, we are in a business to make freaking money, right? Like, that's a business I'm in. I want to catch the move towards the upside. I'm not in the business to assume something is going up or assume something's going to drop. I'm in business, if it's actually going up, I want to catch the move towards the upside, which means I will be watching this roughly around this 915 mark closely. Okay, if we break above this 915-ish mark, I personally think we might have a little bit of a rejection around this 920. All right, but at the same time, if we break above this 920, it might make a move towards every $10 move. 930, 940. Now 950 again is a dynamite level. If it breaks, it might explode towards the upside, which is 960, 970, let's say, and 974, which is all-time highs as of now. That's an all-time high. We never traded above that 974. So we'll see. But these are the levels that I'll be watching, and the reasons why I'll be watching it. I'm more inclined, as if this breaks towards the trend line. If it breaks, it is a 5-star play. Okay, But at the same time, if we do not break the upside and we start breaking the downside levels, which is 880, 870, 860, then the downside move is a 3-star play for me. But if it breaks the upside, it's a 5-star play. Okay, so there's 2 plays in one stock, NVIDIA. Whichever side it decides to go, I want to capitalize on it. All right, sweet. Now let's break down the second name, which is AMD. Now for AMD, pretty much a kind of a similar setup, but there's big difference. The difference here is we might be actually moving towards the downside. Why? Pull back a little bit, we zoomed out, and what do we see? Slowly move making up, and then what happened? It started coming down, and it came down a little bit harder than NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA moved down a little bit slower as compared to this. But at the same time, last few times when we went close to this 200 moving average, we bounced. And now it will be a little bit tricky. If it breaks below this, we might end up bouncing, we might end up keep going down. I don't know, right? I wish I knew, but I don't know. But what I know is, based on the technical analysis, by the time this 140 hits, which is 200 moving average, that can give me a beautiful opportunity to capitalize on intraday, right? I want to catch the intraday move. And when I zoom out and when I look at this trend line setting up, I'm just like, okay, this looks good. Look at this trend line. What did I say? More than 3 touches, the trend line is good. But what's happening here? Pay attention. We have first touch right here, second touch right here, third touch right here, fourth touch right here, fifth. This is the 5th time we tried to break, but we got rejected heavy last Friday, right? Look at this. We tried to make a move towards this 156. We broke out this trend line, but we got rejected heavy. You know what that tells me? That tells me this trend line is actually something cool. This is, what is it? It's a cool trend line. You see what I'm saying? The cool trend line. Now, what happens? If this breaks towards the upside, yeah, we might make a move towards the upside, which is probably, I would still wait for this 156.5 level to break. If that goes, we can touch 160 or 162.5. Now, this upside play probably is the 3-star play for me. Why? Because it's a little bit like harsh fall. You see what I'm saying? If you, let's say you stand here on this slope, you stand here, there are big chances you're just gonna fall. Why? Because the slope is so deep as compared to what we have on NVIDIA. If you look at the NVIDIA slope, that slope is a little bit better. Do you see it? That slope is a little bit better, right? It's not that bad, especially when you zoom out. Look at this. That slope is nothing. But when you look at the same slope on AMD, that looks bad. That looks that looks like you want to fall. So it all really pays, this whole thing plays very, very critical role in this play, which is if you stand on this, you're going to fall. So same thing is everybody looking at. But at the same time, which really gives me another hope about this play, is if we break below this 150. What is 150? A dynamite level. What if we break below this 150? There will be 2 things why this price can go down. One is dynamite level, which is 150. The other thing is the trend line selling, like the selling pressure from the trend line will make it go even lower further. So that means it can make a move down rather fast. And the third thing, we are just in a strong downtrend. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not looking for it to make a big move, $20, $50, $100 move. That's not going to happen. But what I'm essentially looking for is literally a move, a nice trendy day. One day of this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whichever day it is, one day of the week, I want to catch a nice trendy move towards the downside. I want to make some money, and I don't care what happens after that. See what I'm saying? So 150 breaks. The next level that I'll pay attention to is 148. If we get to 148, which is critical level, we might head down to this 146.7. It bounced off nicely. And then down to this 145.6, down to probably 144, down to this 142, and that's about it. You see what I'm saying? This can happen. But the downside play here is, the upside is a 3-star play, which is low quality play, whatever. But if it moves towards the downside, breaks the dynamite level, that's a 5-star play for me. I will be so freaking interested in this. Oh my goodness, this looks really, really good. As I said, I'm in the business to make money. I'm not in the business to, oh, but I said it might go towards the upside. Or I said it might go towards the downside. Whichever side it goes, I want to make some cash. You see what I'm saying? I will watch both sides. Whichever side it goes, I'm going to make some money. You see what I'm saying? So pay attention to this. It might make a decent move. All right. Now the third name is QQQs. Now for QQQs, similar kind of setup as we saw on NVIDIA, but a little bit better. Why? We have a trend line running on the top. What happened this past Friday? Look at this. How many touches? I want you to answer me. One touch right here. Kind of second touch, third touch, fourth touch, fifth, sixth, seventh. Even if you ignore these two, there's still 5 touches. And what happened on Friday? We actually opened above this and we kind of came back to retest this. And now I'm thinking of like probably there are chances, you know, the supply, there was a supply. Like think of it as a, this is where you're sitting and watching my video right now, right? Maybe on a TV, maybe on a phone, maybe sitting on a toilet, whatever you're doing, right? But there's a floor at the bottom and that floor is support, right? Let's say you live in a double-story house. You live in a double-story house. What's above you? It is the ceiling, the CIE, whatever, ceiling, right? That's the ceiling, right? Or roof, or whatever you call it, right? So let's say if you toss your phone towards the upside, what's gonna happen? It might hit there and return, right? So what is this? This is resistance. So your resistance, but let's say your dog is a bedroom. He's sleeping the first floor. He's sleeping right here. Your resistance is his floor, his support. See what I'm saying? When you're standing here, that's your resistance. But when you are at the first floor, you go up, this becomes your support and next level becomes your ceiling, next resistance. See what I'm saying? This is the logic behind when we break a critical level, right? When we break a critical level, now that level becomes a strong. This was a very strong resistance. This becomes a strong support. Okay. So now what can happen based off this example? I know I love to make things easy. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you let me know in the comments if you enjoy these beautiful examples. All right. I know you do, but still it feels good to my ego, right? All right. Anyway, now what can happen here is we broke and this becoming the new floor, the new support. Now it might make a move towards the upside, but at the same time I will be watching the 450 level, which is quite further away, but I'll watch it. And there's another level that I want you to always pay attention to. You know, the levels like $11, $12, 11, 22, 33, all these, you know, similar levels, 555, 666, 888, 999, 1111. All these levels, I also consider them dynamite levels. Why? Algorithms love these numbers. They don't ask me why. I didn't make the rules. This is how it is. And I've been trading them for a few years and they just freaking work. Even better, you watch 11, but you also watch 11.11. You watch 444, but you also watch 444.44. Okay? It just works. Don't ask me why, all right? That's not the case. Like, look at this. The rejection happened around this 44444 level. Does that make sense? Right? So where did the rejection happen? Around this 44444 area. See what I'm saying? So you need to pay attention to this 444 area. Right? I don't know why it says 2 levels. This one is good. The top one is bad. Oh my goodness. Alright, 44444. Now I'll pay attention to this 44444. 44444. Yeah. Towards the upside, if we break this, probably next level is 446. 446 breaks. We have this level of 447.3-ish. If that goes, we have a level of this 448.6 and then 449.3-ish. Okay, these are the levels for the upside. I really love it towards the upside. It looks beautiful. But just in case, you know, the market's unpredictable. Just in case if we decided to move towards the downside, 437.5 will be a level. Then we have a level of 434-ish, 433-ish, 435, also 432.5. Okay, now the upside play here, only if it breaks 44444. Upside play here is roughly sitting around, say, 4.5 stars. But I don't want to go into the 0.5s. I'll say 4 stars. The only reason is it's going to be a little bit difficult to break 4444. If it does, then it's a 5 star. Towards the downside, that is again 3 star. I don't like, because of this level, the trend line, I'll be still watching it, but this is what I have. All right. Now let's go over the last one, which we have, which is the one that you've been waiting for, SPY. Now what's happening on SPY? Same setup like QQQs. We had a trend line. We broke the trend line, but we never retested the trend line yet. But we retested the next critical level that we had on our charts, roughly right around this point. Like, look at this, right? If we do come down and to retest this, it might end up bouncing on this. So don't go short around this 518 area. It doesn't matter how bearish it looks. It might end up bouncing around this area. Okay, be careful around this area. 517.5 to 518. Be careful around this area, right? Just in case if it wants to bounce off the new support or new floor, right? If that breaks towards the downside, probably I'll still wait for this 515 to go, and then 513, and then probably 510, 511. But towards the upside, I know there's all-time high approaching. I know that, but we'll still watch it. All right, we'll still watch it. Now, this is the only play that I personally feel like it's not a 5-star play. It's not a 3-star play. Be it upside, it's a 4-star play for me. Ruined. But 4-star play for the downside, 4-star play for the upside. It just does not appeal. I don't know how to say it. It's just not looking very appealing to me. You see what I'm saying? If it goes, I'll make some money. If it doesn't go, please do not get married and keep trying to trade over and over again. Alright, just let it go. If it doesn't decide to move, just be like, cool, I'm okay with whatever you're doing. I'll trade something else. Alright, these are the 4 names. I personally think they can make big move. Let me know in the comments down below if you watched the video, whole video till the end, and how did you like it? And I'll see you later. Alright, you have fun. Peace. Goodbye. And let's make some money. Let's go.